Most people think the Great Flood was sent to wash away bad behavior. But what if the truth is far darker? What if the ark wasn't just built to save the animals, but to protect the human race from a genetic nightmare? Ancient texts, from the Book of Genesis to the forbidden scrolls of Enoch, speak of a time when the boundary between heaven and earth was shattered. They weren't just big men, they were the Nephilim, the monstrous offspring of fallen celestial beings and human women. Today, we unlock the forbidden history of the Watchers, their giant sons, and the terrifying reason the world had to be washed away. In Genesis chapter 6, verse 4, the Bible drops a bombshell. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. Who were these sons of God? In the original Hebrew, they are the B'nai Ha-Elohim. The Book of Enoch calls them the Watchers, 200 powerful beings descended upon Mount Hermon, bound by a dark pact to interfere with the human lineage. This wasn't just a sin, it was a biological invasion. These Watchers brought forbidden knowledge, warfare, sorcery, and metallurgy, but their most devastating legacy were their children. The Nephilim were mighty men of old, but they were also unquenchable. Ancient accounts describe them as predators who consumed the earth's resources and eventually humanity itself. Imagine a world where humanity was no longer at the top of the food chain. The Nephilim stood like towers among men, their strength fueled by a semi-divine nature. As their numbers grew, the earth groaned under their weight. Violence became the only language spoken. The giants turned against one another, and the earth was soaked in blood. This was the corruption the Bible speaks of. It wasn't just a moral decay, it was a total collapse of the natural order. Humanity was being pushed to the brink of extinction. The bloodline of man was being polluted by this celestial interference. If God didn't act, the image of God within humanity would be lost forever. Amidst this chaos, one man remained perfect in his generations. This doesn't just mean Noah was a good man. The Hebrew word tamim implies he was genetically pure. His DNA had not been touched by the Nephilim blight. Here is the revelation that changes everything. The flood wasn't an act of angry vengeance, it was a surgical strike. If the Nephilim were allowed to continue, the human race would have become a hybrid species, forever separated from their creator. The flood was a desperate reset to preserve the purity of the human line, the same line that would one day lead to the Savior. But the Bible adds a chilling detail. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. This suggests that the giants didn't disappear forever. Their shadows reappear in the land of Canaan, in the heights of Bashan, and eventually in the valley of Elah, standing before a young shepherd boy named David. The war for humanity's soul began with the giants, and in many ways that war continues today. We are still fighting the giants of fear, pride, and the unknown. If you want to see how these giants survived the flood and how a single stone eventually ended their reign, you need to see our next investigation. Click the link in the pinned comment to join our community and never miss a revelation. Hit the like button if you believe there's more to history than we've been told, and subscribe to walk with us through the mysteries of the Word. Next time, the physics of David versus Goliath, why the giant never stood a chance.